Level 1, the fresh fish. You step onto the prison block with your shoulders slightly tense, trying to look normal while knowing nothing about this place is normal. The noise surrounds you instantly, metal doors slamming, distant shouting, and something heavy crashing somewhere you can't see. No one welcomes you, but everyone notices you. Eyes follow your movement, measuring you without a single word. At chow, you grab your tray and sit quietly, but before you take a second bite, someone bumps into you hard enough to spill your food. You look up for a moment, and that's all it takes for tension to rise. A voice behind you mutters calmly, telling you not to react unless you're ready to deal with what comes next. So you lower your gaze and keep eating what's left, even though your hands feel tight. That night, the screaming starts somewhere down the tier, and it doesn't stop quickly. You press yourself against the wall and realize that surviving here isn't about strength, it's about control. Level 2, the errand boy. You start moving small things for the right people, pretending you don't notice what you're really carrying. Messages, food, and wrapped packages pass through your hands like it's just routine. You learn how to walk without drawing attention, how to change your path without making it obvious, and how to stay invisible even in a crowded block. Every step feels calculated, even when you pretend it's casual. One afternoon, a guard lingers near your cell longer than usual, tapping his baton slowly while watching you. You don't react, but your pulse starts rising anyway. Later, someone hands you a package and gives you a simple instruction: deliver it now. Halfway there, alarms suddenly erupt and the entire block shifts into chaos. For a moment, your body freezes, but your mind forces you forward because stopping now would be worse. You complete the drop and walk away clean, but the fear doesn't fade as fast as you expected. Level 3, the instigator. The tension builds over days, slowly tightening like something waiting to snap. You feel it in conversations cutting short and in the way people move when guards pass by. Then it finally breaks. A fight erupts near the showers, but instead of stopping, it spreads fast across the block. Before you can step back, you're pulled into the middle of it. Someone presses a sharp piece of metal into your hand, and for a second, everything slows down. You hesitate just long enough to understand what you're about to do. Then instinct takes over. You move, you strike, and suddenly you're part of something you can't step away from anymore. The noise, the movement, and the impact all blur together into something chaotic and irreversible. When it's over, you don't feel stronger. You just feel different. Level 4, the survivor. The riot doesn't end. It transforms into something larger and far more unpredictable. Cells are open, smoke drifts through the air, and the usual order of things disappears completely. You move carefully now, stepping around broken objects and bodies that don't move anymore. Someone reaches out to you from the ground, asking for help, but you keep walking without stopping. The decision feels automatic, and that's what unsettles you the most. You didn't think, you just chose yourself. A small group forms around you, people who recognize that you made it through the first wave. They don't say much, but their presence says enough. You secure a corner, block off entry points, and for the first time, you're not just reacting to chaos, you're shaping it. Level 5, the shot caller. As the situation grows more unstable, people begin looking for direction, and somehow that focus shifts toward you. Questions replace commands, and suddenly your answers start to matter. You study the environment carefully, identifying weak points, escape paths, and areas that can still be controlled. Every decision carries weight, and you feel it with every word you speak. A fire blocks one side of the block, forcing movement into tighter spaces where mistakes become deadly. You send people to secure routes, fully aware that not all of them will return. They go anyway. A guard appears, trying to regain control, shouting orders that no longer hold power here. You don't respond with words, you respond with action. The moment passes quickly, but its impact stays. You realize you've crossed another line, and this time it felt almost natural. Level 6, the controller. By now, the prison is divided into zones, and the area you control feels structured compared to the chaos outside it. Entrances are guarded, supplies are managed, and information flows directly to you. You don't need to move constantly anymore because people bring everything to you. Updates, problems, and opportunities all arrive without you asking. A rival group attempts to pass through your territory, offering resources in exchange for safe movement. You listen carefully, weighing their value against the risk they bring. You refuse. When they push anyway, the response is immediate and precise, leaving no room for misunderstanding. After that, no one questions your decisions openly. You begin to understand that power isn't about noise, it's about control that doesn't need explanation. Level 7, the Kingmaker. The Riot evolves into something larger than anyone expected, with different groups controlling different parts of the prison. And somehow, your position places you at the center of it all. Leaders come to you not because they have to, but because they know your approval changes outcomes. You sit through tense conversations where alliances are formed and broken in seconds. Your words are few, but they carry enough weight to shift entire situations. Sometimes even your silence becomes a decision. One leader challenges you, trying to test your limits in front of others. You let him speak, allowing him to believe he has control of the moment. Then you dismantle his position quietly, turning his own people against him without raising your voice. By the end, he's already lost, even if he doesn't realize it yet. Power at this level feels less physical and more psychological. You don't force outcomes, you guide them. Level 8, the ghost behind the walls. Eventually, the chaos slows, but it never truly disappears. It just becomes organized under new rules, rules that you helped shape. You now exist in a space where no one enters without permission, surrounded by control you built piece by piece. Everything moves through you even when you're not present, but something shifts inside you. You start noticing delays, small inconsistencies, and subtle changes in behavior that others might ignore. Every sound outside your space feels slightly off, like something waiting to happen. Sleep becomes rare, and trust becomes almost impossible. You begin changing routines, watching people more closely, and questioning things you once accepted. Because you understand how systems like this work better than anyone. You created one. And now you live inside it, knowing it can turn at any moment. You think about what happens when everything ends, when control is taken back, and normal order returns. But deep down, you already know the truth. There is no going back to who you were before this. Because surviving the riot didn't just change your position, it changed you completely. And now, even in silence, you're still trapped inside it,